I think a huge piece would be job opportunities. So by going to that conference, OP, before school begins, you begin preparing at that point for interviews. So before you're even on campus, you're interacting with companies, you're interviewing, you're sitting down with them, you're crafting your star stories and everything ahead of time to prepare you for those interviews. And it puts you well ahead of your classmates who aren't starting that process until they actually get on campus. And what I loved about OP was that it wasn't just, okay, we're interviewing with this company. It was you had a chance to really interact with them. So there'd be lunches, dinners, breakfasts, networking receptions. So you began to understand kind of the cultural piece of the companies and determine early on, like, this makes sense. I'm going to really shoot for this interview, or this doesn't make sense for me. I'm going to pass on this one. And so it provided a lot of opportunities, again, for that interaction with those companies. And then I would say it's the network that you have as a result of being a member of the consortium, not just within whatever school you choose to go to, but just as a whole. I'll see people that are members of consortium at other networking events, or with different jobs. If I'm doing an interview, if I'm on campus in another company, and those ties that you make from OP last throughout. And that's at that point they're part of my extended network. Those are other people that I can tap, 5 to 10 years down the line, just because I had access to them, I had a chance to interact with them through OP. So.
There's so
I
much.
think those are
There's so much to getting a job besides the actual interview.
Totally.
Like, I mean, isn't that, what we continually find out, that the interview sometimes is the easy part, is the sitting down and going through that. It is about networking and knowing people and finding company fit. Yeah,
and so many of my classmates ended up landing their internships from OP. So they stepped foot on campus, kind of not having to worry about that. And that's a huge part of what your first semester is, as far as like, this is recruiting, I'm trying to land this internship on top of the academic piece of it and all of the core work. So being able to kind of push that to the side, or maybe I'll try to interview with a couple places, but it's not something that is like a pressing need because you may have an offer at another place. That's a huge burden off your shoulders. And you're able to then kind of help your classmates to ensure they're in the right place as well.